is. However, you will be moving a lot, and I'm going to try to prevent that, but I don't think that's possible, honestly. So I hope you're ready to jump up, and get down. Today, oh, also, I did my nails. They're ladybugs again. They're so cute. I like them. Okay, I'm also currently sick, and I want to also apologize for not uploading for 3 weeks straight. I've been getting bent over backwards and given the back shots of pain, death, doom, and agony by school. The school has been literally eating me here, to say the least. Sorry, I just trimmed my bangs and I'm trying to figure out if they're fucked up or not. So today I have I have a little pile, a little pile of books that I want to just introduce and talk about, I guess. Obviously not all the books I have. This is only like a 10th of what I have. So just saying that. Okay, this is so weird. Yeah, so I want to start off with Yokai cats. Yokai cats. I don't know how to pronounce this. But there's 2. Surprise. Oh, that feels so good. That's lovely. Yokai cats. I searched it up when I first got the books, which was like last year. Yokai, I'm pretty sure means like supernatural or monster. So basically, monster cats, which I think is adorable. So, and I only have 6 and 7, so let's start with 6. It's basically just like okay, yeah, let's find, okay, there is, or just weird cats. They're very weird. They have like weird little things about them, like, for example, Azuki Orai, I don't know how to pronounce these words, I'm so sorry, these names, which basically means bean washer. There's nothing it loves more than washing Azuki beans. Is that not adorable? Look at that. Oh my goodness. Little bean washer. That's so cute. It also, look, he sounds like a slur. As a Hispanic, it sounds like one of those slurs, if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, sorry. Yeah, just look at him. Oh my god, my dad and his coughing. Why does it sound like he's dying? One day. Yeah, he likes washing beans, and that's the cutest thing in the world. There's air on me. Okay, and then there's Nobiagari, or Stretchy. Stretches longer and longer before you know it. How far it can stretch is a mystery, and it's just a really stretchy cat. stamina without realizing it. And look at how cute. Look at how cute he is. He likes big back rides. That's the most. That's so cute. But love them. They're so cute. And then in the seventh one that I have, there's Yukiona, which actually, fun fact, my best friend Ace's cat, its name is Yuki, and she is a little gray tabby, and she's the cutest thing I've ever seen. But Yukiona basically means snow woman. She loves snowy days, but doesn't like being seen frolicking. Look at her. She's so freaking cute. Like, they're so cute. And then there is Kyubi no Kitsune. I don't know how to pronounce these names, bro. Kyubi no Kitsune, aka nine-tailed fox. The longer it lives, the more tails it grows, up to 9. Look at how cute. He's like a little helicopter. That's freaking adorable. I don't know about you, but I want that cat. And then there is there's Rokubi, or long neck. It stretches its neck out in various situations, such as when it wants to play a prank, when it's being lazy, and when it's lonely. Look at him. He's so cute. That's so cute. Honestly, if I had a stretchy neck, I'd be doing the same shit. Okay. I relate to this one. Nebudori, or sleeping chubby. That's me. That's me. Love sleeping, but for some reason it wants to sleep in places that causes trouble for people. Cutest baby ever. And he's ginormous. He's ginormous. That is me in another life. And I love him. I love him. He's so cute. But that is yokai cats. Or monster cats. I got them at Second and Charles, and you should definitely get some because they're so cute. They're so cute. I love just randomly whipping these out in front of people and being like, look at this one. Let's look at that one. It's so cute. Okay, next book is from A Gift from Ace, and it's The Sun and Her Flowers by Ruby Carr. This book has low-key been through it. I don't know if you can really tell, but there's like stains on it and shit from, hold on. Sorry, I had a cough. But there's like stains on it from me when like dropping coffee on it and stuff. But I love this book. It's a poetry book, okay? That's all Ruby Carr is really. She's a poet. And her books are so cute. I love them. And there's many poems in here that apply to many things. Ace gave this book to me a little bit around when I lost, I don't know, yeah, loudest cat, the loudest person ever. There's this one called Unappreciative, where it says, when snow falls, I long for grass. When grass grows, I walk all over it. When leaves change colors, I beg for flowers. When flowers bloom, I pick them. And I don't know, they're just like little short sayings, and I think it's cute. I also just really like the illustrations because they're like all tattoo worthy. Like this. That would be such a cute tattoo. Or like this one. They're just so simple and they're really cute. And there's meaning to a lot of them, in my opinion. Okay, this one's called Refugee Camp, and it says, you are an open wound, and we are standing in a pool of your blood. And it's so sad. It's really cute. And there's a lot of poems about being an immigrant and another race, and just like the feeling of being different in certain places and stuff. And a lot of the things just like can resonate with a person, and I think that's really nice. It's really nice. It also just makes nice sounds. The back poem it says, this is the recipe of life, said my mother as she held me in her arms as I wept. Think of those flowers you plant in the garden each year. They will teach you that people too must wilt, fall, root, rise in order to bloom. She's also the one that made that one book called Milk and Honey, I think. I haven't exactly read that one yet, but it looks good. Okay, another book. Okay, keep in mind, I haven't fully read all of these books. I haven't read a lot of the books in my room in general. I'm a hoarder. I am a hoarder, to say the least. I find things that I think I like, and I start them, or start doing something with them, and then I never get back to them. I have over 30-something books in my room, and majority of those books have not been fully read by me. Don't judge me. Anyways, this one is called To Capture What We Cannot Keep by Beatrice Collin, and I think what caught me for this book is the cover, specifically, and the back obviously, but look at it. It's the Eiffel Tower, and not a lot of people know this, but when I was 9 and I first got my own room, it was Paris themed, or it was Eiffel Tower themed, actually. There's 1 and 2 Eiffel Tower pictures hanging up in my room still to this day. And I had the bed sheets, I had little Eiffel Tower trinkets and stuff all around my room. I don't know where the obsession came from, but I loved the Eiffel Tower for some reason. I think the architecture of it really, it's cool, it's pretty. You can't blame me for liking it. So many people do. Anyways, just a really pretty book cover. options are available to a woman without a husband or an inheritance. So when Catriona Wallace finds herself widowed and empowered. Oh my god, I can't read. I'm starting over, sorry. In February 1886, few options are available to a woman without a husband or an inheritance. So when Catriona Wallace finds herself widowed and impoverished. Okay, give me a second. I got this. Impoverished. That can't be a word. Impoverished. At only 30 years old, she must fend for herself. She accepts a position as a chaperone to two healthy young Scots, Alice and Jamie Errol, accompanying them on a tour in Europe and in Paris. Kate is swept into a relationship unlike any she has known before. On a hot air balloon ride, she meets Emily Nochouier. I don't know how to say that last name. A designer of the Eiffel Tower, the most controversial building of its time. Their first encounter is laced with possibility, but back on firm ground, their vastly different social strata are clear to both of them. Sorry. As the Eiffel Tower rises, a marvel of steel and air and light, the subject of extreme controversy and symbol of the future, Kate and Emily must decide if their love is worth overthrowing everything. Yeah, it's sexy escapism. Okay. Maybe I should read this book all the way. Okay. To be fair, I got like this far. I got like that far and then I started a new book. I can't help it. I can't help it. It's who I am. Okay. Gosh. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. But yeah, that was to capture what we cannot keep. And from what I read, it was a very good book. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, the next book is one of my favorite books I have ever read in the history of reading. It's also messy for the reason I cannot explain. But, the book is called In Ecstasy by Kate McCaffrey. And I'm gonna read just... So, I read this book back in, like, 2022. I got it from my school, and, I can't explain why, but it's somehow one of my favorite books. And I think it's because I low-key relate to it. Not to get, like, too personal or anything, but I have been around people with drug issues before. And I need a coffee. Oh, Gotti. But, yeah, I just know the feeling. I don't know. But, I'm gonna read the back and then I'm gonna give you my own kind of explanation of it. Sophie and Mia have been best friends for most of their 15 years. Sophie is the popular one, so when she suggests that they try ecstasy, shy Mia figures it can't hurt her chances with the in crowd. Mia is elated when the drug lives up to its name and amazed when things seem to be turning her way. Ultimately, the experience takes the girls on separate life-changing journeys. So, basically, Sophie, as it said, she's more popular at the school, and Mia's been her best friend for 15 years. So they go to a party that Sophie's boyfriend invites them to, and they try ecstasy for the first time. Sophie thought it was fine. She had enough experience, you know, average ecstasy experience, I guess. But Mia, on the other hand, she ends up getting, like, horribly addicted, and she ends up getting with the dude, or, like, the dealer that gave her ecstasy in the first place, and it just spirals into Mia going to parties every other day, constantly getting high, and Sophie just, like, drifting away from her because that's not the kind of person she wants to be around, understandably. And I'm gonna spoil it, but it ends with Mia, she ends up getting with the actual dealer, and she stays at his apartment for a few days, high out of her mind. She tries drugs that she, you know, and throughout this whole thing, while she's, like, going to parties and getting high, she's not just doing ecstasy, she's doing snow and horse and bad drugs, you know. It ends up with her in rehab, and Sophie and Mia don't end up, you know, being the same. I don't know. It's just a really good book, and you should definitely read it. This book is the one that I recommend the most to everyone because it changed my idea, because it shows both perspectives. Like, it's the kind of book where it has, like, different perspectives. Like, here's Sophie. Do you see? So, like, there's Sophie's perspective, and then there is Mia's perspective. It's just interesting to see how both sides just, like, clash, you know. Sorry, I love this book. Moving on. Oh my god, this is gonna be a really long video, isn't it? Moving on, I have Girl Interrupted. I actually got this book very recently. I found it at a thrift store, and I've been wanting the book for a while after I watched the movie, like, millions of times. I love the movie. Yeah. I don't know if everyone's seen the movie, but I'm just gonna read the back for you. After I drink some more water, because, oh my god. Okay. In 1967, after a session with a psychiatrist she'd never seen before, 18-year-old Susanna Kaysen was put in a taxi and sent to McLean Hospital. She spent most of the next 2 years on the ward for teenage girls in a psychiatric hospital, as renowned for its famous clientele: Sylvia Plath, Robert Lowell, James Taylor, and Ray Charles, as far as progressive methods of treating those who could afford its sanctuary. It basically just talks about her experience in the ward, and what it's like being. I'm pretty sure that I don't remember what it was that she was diagnosed with exactly. I'm pretty sure it was borderline personality disorder, but correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just a really good book. And a movie and book, really good. Next book I have is Auggie and Me. Okay, I don't have the Wonder Book, unfortunately. It's literally one of my favorite books and movies ever. Literally, 5th grade when it first came out, I read the book with my class, and then we went on a field trip to go watch the movie in the theaters. Literally, best form of cinema in my freaking fucking life. And I can't explain to you or express to you the impact that movie and the book had on me. I was in 5th grade. Anyways, Auggie and Me is the three Wonder Stories. Is basically just the different perspectives of the book Wonder. It has Julian's perspective, Christopher's perspective, and Charlotte's perspective. And if you haven't watched the movie or read the book, the kid Auggie Pullman, he's an ordinary kid, but he was born, to say the least, with a very, as it says, extraordinary face. Like, that kid's underwent like over 20-30 surgeries to make his face more, no, not even that, just to make him more alive so that he can properly function. And it left him with like a bunch of scars and like fat, like, you know, like, I don't even know how to explain it, but he has a lot of like unordinary physical attributes to his face and stuff. And he's moving into 6th or 5th grade, I'm pretty sure. And he's new to the school. He's been homeschooled his whole life because of his face. And Julian, Christopher, and Charlotte are the 3 kids that show him around the school, and it just gives their experience, like, their experience on it and stuff, and like their perspective. Like, Wonder is the award-winning story of Auggie Pullman, an ordinary boy with an extraordinary face who is desperate to fit in. Julian has always felt uncomfortable around Auggie, but a summer spent with his grandmother in Paris makes Julian see Auggie with new eyes. Christopher is Augie's oldest friend, and he knows better than most that being part of Augie's life comes with its challenges. And Charlotte has always been nice to Auggie, but in a year of torn loyalties and damaged feelings, is being nice really enough? And it just gives you everyone's perspective, and it's a really good book, really good movie. I love Wonder. I also need a cough again. Hoodie had to come off. I was overheating, but we're getting really close to the end. As in, we have 4 more books left. I'm sorry, guys. I'm talkative. Okay, the next book I have not finished yet entirely, and I haven't seen the movie due either, because it's kind of impossible to see any movie anymore, because you have to pay for all of the things and stuff, and it's like horrendously annoying. But this book is Speak. I read this book off and on. I've been keeping it in my bag recently so that when I'm like bored at school or something, I can read it. I'm just gonna read the back for you again. The back says, "I am an outcast. The kids behind me laugh so loud I know they're laughing about me. I can't help myself. I turn around. It's Rachel, surrounded by a bunch of kids wearing clothes that most definitely did not come from the East Side Mall. Rachel Bruin, my ex-best friend, she stares at something above my left ear. Words climb up my throat. This was the girl who suffered through brownies with me, who taught me how to swim, who understood about my parents, who didn't make fun of my bedroom. If there was anyone in the entire galaxy I'm dying to tell what really happened, it's Rachel. My throat burns. Her eyes meet mine for a second. I hate you, she mouths silently. Melinda Sardino's freshman year is off to a horrible start. She busted an end of summer party by calling the cops, and now our friends and even strangers all hate her. Months pass and things aren't getting better. She's a pariah. The lowest of the low, avoided by everyone, but eventually she'll reveal what happened at the party, and when she finally speaks the truth, everything will change. So far, what I've read, which, as you can see, isn't much, but it's kind of just like her perspective of everything, how she gets like bullied and left out at school after the party incident and stuff, and how she has like a horrible lip picking problem, which, me too, girl, me too. desperate need of help. But and it just shows how like her high school experience is so far and how it is with her family and stuff. And it's a really good book so far, and I cannot wait to finish it because I'm anxious to see the end. Anyways, another book I have is none other than Dork Diaries, Tales from a Not So Graceful Ice Princess. I've read this book off and on since I got it, which was in 5th grade, and I love Dork Diaries. Dork Diaries is one of my favorite book series ever. It's Dork Diaries, Fancy Nancy, and then Moody Judy. Those three. Love with a passion, a burning passion. This one, as it says, Tales from a Not So Graceful Ice Princess, basically, it's just, okay. Sorry, I'm like totally blinking right now. Okay, basically, we all know that Mackenzie is her worst mortal enemy. We hate Mackenzie. She's a little bitch with a burning passion. And her school does this fundraiser thing where it's like, you have to find a cause to ice skate for. And she's currently trying to, become like a thing with this guy, Brandon, who Mackenzie also likes, I'm pretty sure. So, it's basically just like her trying to find a good cause to skate for that Brandon will appreciate, while also trying to get Mackenzie off her back, but she's horrible at ice skating, so doesn't go too well. My goated ass book. I had so many more, but when I was younger we had to throw a lot of things away, which included my books. Okay, the last two, or second to last two, no, the last two, these are the last ones, is The Hunger Games. I had the third one, but I don't know where it went. I've searched my room, I've searched the house, I literally don't know where it went, because I had Mockingjay and Catching Fire, and I also had, I don't remember the name of it. Oh my god. I'm tweaking. Hold on. Yeah, I had The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay. I don't know what happened to The Hunger Games at all. Literally need it back because I was actively reading it and then it went bye-bye. But this is Mockingjay. I also want to get Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes. I think I'm gonna have to get Hunger Games and that one, like, together because I got these ones and I'm likely not gonna find the Hunger Games one, so whatever. So I'm gonna start with Catching Fire. Catching Fire. I'm just gonna read the back. Katniss has won against all odds. Once Katniss has won the Hunger Games, she and fellow District 12 tribute Peeta Mellark are miraculously still alive. Katniss should be relieved, happy even. After all, she has returned to her family after her longtime friend Gale. Yet nothing is the way Katniss wishes it to be. Gale holds her at an icy distance. Peeta has turned his back on her completely, and there are whispers of a rebellion against the capital. A rebellion that Katniss and Peeta may have helped create. Much to her shock, Katniss has fueled an unrest she's afraid she cannot stop, and what scares her even more is that she's not entirely convinced she should try. As time draws, oh my god, I can't read, my mouth is dry, and I need to cough every time I go to read another sentence. Okay. Much to her shock, Katniss has fueled an unrest she's afraid she cannot stop, and what scares her even more is that she is not entirely convinced she should try. As time draws near for Katniss and Peeta to visit the districts on the capital's cruel victory tour, the stakes are higher than ever. If they can't prove without a shadow of doubt that they are lost in their love for each other, the consequences will be horrifying. Great book series, great movies. Literally, that's all I can say, really. Because every time someone asks me about, like, the movies or the books or something, I cannot physically get myself to like, finding the words is nearly impossible. Okay, and then Mockingjay, I'm just gonna read this really quick because I need to end the video really quick. Hold on. The video might end. Katniss Everdeen, girl on fire, has survived even though her home has been destroyed. There are rebels. There are new leaders. A revolution is unfolding. It is by design that Katniss was rescued from the area in the cruel haunting Quarterquell, and it is designed that she has long been part of a revolution without knowing it. District 13 really does exist, and now it has come out of the shadows and is plotting to overthrow the capital. Everyone it seems has had a hand in the carefully laid plans, except Katniss. The success of the rebellion hinges on Katniss's willingness to be a pawn, to accept responsibility for countless lives, and to change the course of the future on Panem. To do this, she must put aside her feelings of anger and distrust. She must become the rebels, Mockingjay, no matter what the personal costs. Fire book series, fire movie series. Yeah, those are